Hello, 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 everybody. We're just a few minutes uh, to sign in time. It's about 3 minutes to 3. Oh, I got such psoriasis. And yeah, and then we're going to go live. How is everybody? Hi, Nicola. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. We haven't been. We haven't been. We haven't come under the dome yet. The smoke from the fires out west have not moved this way yet. So I don't know when that's supposed to happen. I'm really trying not to pay too much attention to it. It's a terrible thing to say, right? But honestly, I'm so beside myself about it. How are you, Norma? Any better today? Hi, Beverly. Hi, Cindy. So today is, oh, we're still 2 minutes out. So what's everybody's weather? We're in the middle of a really nice day today, and it's about 75 out. You're a little higher than that, but not too much humidity today. At least I don't think so, but I didn't go out, so I just know that my husband did a couple of times. How's everybody else doing with their weather? Oh, Beverly, no. Oh, that's too bad. Cooler's good. Anytime that you get some cool weather, especially at the end of August here, where it's always so warm, and high humidity, the dog days of August. Does anybody else not see the chat? Or see the chat but doesn't see me? I don't get it. I don't understand. Terry, it's got to be something on your end. Is anybody else having a hard time seeing me? Terry says, I see the chat, but not you, just a circle. Yeah, nobody else having that problem, Terry. So I don't know what it is. I have no idea what's going on with that. But anyway, stick around, you can listen. So it is 3 o'clock on August 22nd, 2023. This is Barbara Moore for Catch Your Breath 60, and we are going live. We're having a beautiful stretch of weather right now, but I see in the forecast that we're supposed to be getting rain for the next 4 days, so that's not going to be very good. I can tell that that's not going to be very good. It never is in the summer, right? Well, it never is in the fall or the winter or any time. That rain makes me feel like I'm trying to breathe underwater, right? Does anybody else feel that? It's a horrible feeling, and it's because it's not something that I can control. I really take exception to it because it's always going somewhere, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm breathing underwater. I just hate it. I wake up in the morning and I can hear the rain on my bedroom window and I go, "Oh, screw that. Go back to bed." But that's a luxury that I'm allowed to do because I do what I want these days, right? So today we're going to talk about unruly hair and what to do when you get to the end of your rope. It's funny, I was looking for a topic the other night for today's, and I said to my husband, I'm at the end of my rope. And he goes, well, you better not be at the end of your rope. Uh, yes, Kathleen, this is August 22nd. Why, did you think you were coming in on another day? Today is the 22nd. Yeah, so I said to my husband, I'm at the end of my rope. And my husband said, you better not be, because I'm not staying here uh, by myself. So just don't. So I thought, oh, what a good topic for today, because who doesn't get at the end of the rope from time to time, right? The one thing that'll happen as your chronic illness progresses, some days it gets a little harder. Some days you feel like you've reached the end of your rope. It can be the weather with high humidity, air pollution, raging wildfire residue, dust and dander. All of those things can cause problems with our lungs. It could also be something that you ate last night that wasn't quite easy to digest. Maybe you were up too early this morning and you haven't had enough sleep, because sleep is always, always an issue. Often we never know what causes good days and bad days. And this is one of the reasons why journaling is so important. Here I go pushing journaling on everybody again, but it is important because it really gives you a sense of self. And knowing yourself, it gives you a sense of managing your chronic illness. So, I often say you need to be the CEO of your disease, because nobody is more qualified than you. And I think journaling is a great way to get it. September and October are nice months in my neck of the woods. They're the best, probably the best months of the year. September, October, November. November starts to get cold, but not all the time. There are days when humidity is gone and the temperatures are quite nicely between 60 and 70 degrees, maybe up to 75, but not usually up to 80. But as nice as it is, I'm panicking over the fact that we've lost more than half an hour of light since the end of July. I watch the weather apps, trying to avoid watching how much daylight we're missing per day. Minutes don't seem like much, but they add up. A few minutes a day adds up to 7 minutes at the end of the week. So now I begin to ruin my August worrying about what September will bring. Darkness encourages depression, and depression causes all of my symptoms to be worse. It's a little harder to breathe. It's a little harder to walk or talk without getting weepy and needy and clingy. Nobody is interested in sitting and listening to me going over and over and over again about what's happening with me. I have support groups for that, where I can talk frankly to others and others will empathize with me. And I try never to bother my family. And one of the reasons is because I learned very early on, they really don't give a shit. And they can't possibly understand because it's not happening to them. In spite of how the weather stays nice, this is the time of year when I have most problems with my mental health. I have to fight it, and it's not easy. My depression is inherited, and so it's ingrained. I come from a long line of warriors that allowed depression to take over their lives and to dictate its outcome. So I fight harder so that doesn't happen to me. I don't want my depression to dictate the outcome of my life and how I deal with my chronic illness. As my COPD progresses, I have to learn how to live this life a better way. I have to allow myself this time of grief without being ashamed of feeling it. And this is a huge deal for most of us. I hear people say every day, but I smoked. Now, if a doctor pointed his finger at me and said, but you smoked, I would have something to say to him. And so if that's the guilt that you're carrying around, I got something to say to you too. Leave the guilt behind. Stop carrying it around. You've carried it long enough. Let it go. Learning to go inward and doing what your soul needs is essential. Never allow this to be about anyone else. This is about you. There should be no shame in self-care. And if you can't take care of yourself, I can guarantee you this: nobody else will. If you need an afternoon nap, go take an afternoon nap. And if somebody has something to say about it, let it go in one ear and out the other. Find a good corner to read a book and get immersed in it. You'll know you're really enjoying the book when you can't hear them calling you for supper. Perhaps a project or a hobby would be beneficial for you. If you sit with yourself long enough, your soul will tell you what it needs. And when you're able to fulfill that need, you will feel it. With practice, you can learn to stop yourself before you get to the end of your rope. Because the only way to manage it is self-care. Take care of yourself and don't apologize for it. So if you get to the end of your rope and it's necessary to learn to compensate for a slower stride, compensate by doing less and breaking tasks up into small chunks. Compensate by putting your vanity aside and using supplemental oxygen and a walker when you go out. You don't have to do it all at once. You can compensate today and then try again tomorrow. It's not about giving up. It's about doing things wisely. If you pray, this might be a good time to pray, to remember those prayers that you learned as a child. And if you don't pray, then chanting during meditation is a real help. I don't know how you do it. I don't chant, but I have heard that it is really, really good for meditation to keep you where your thoughts should be, to keep you on track. And remember that meditation is exactly the same as praying. It's just the same thing over and over again. Remember your breathing techniques. You can control your breath if you're willing to learn. If you want to learn to control your breath, go over the last couple of videos from the lives that we've had lately. And if you don't get your question answered, then email me and ask me so that we can talk about it on a future tea time. Remember your breathing techniques because you can control your breath and you can learn to do it. I've been over this time and time again. I'd be happy to go over it again. Walk away and put your projects down. If you're frustrated, put it down. Does everything have to be done today, now, in this moment? If the answer is yes to this, then ask yourself why. I remember one time that I hurt my back. I was in a car accident and I had hurt my back, and I don't know who she was, a support worker, said, "Oh, does the house have to be vacuumed like all at once?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Why?" I don't know, because that's what I used to do. It doesn't get done all at once these days, I can tell you that right now. Make it a fun day. Give someone a call. Play with the cat and dog. And when you do, and you focus on gratitude, you will be able to give some slack to that rope. I know, Norma. I know, Norma. It's really hard. People can't. I just going to say this one more time, and then I'm going to go. People can't understand something that is not happening to them. It's just impossible. Hi, Teresa. Glad you caught me too. We're just ready to sign off, but I'm really glad that you caught me. So let's do some meditation right now. We'll sit back with our back straight. Lower your shoulders. Place your hands on your lap, palms up. We're concentrating on our breath. Teresa, it will always be up. You can come back and listen to the beginning of it later, as soon as I post it. Practicing now will help you make it a habit. Inhale through your nose. Take a breath deep into your belly. Hold for a few seconds, then exhale through pursed lips. When you get into trouble, you cannot catch your breath. Invite this habit to become your go-to. Inhale through your nose. Take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for a few seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Begin to breathe using pursed lips. Inhale through your nose and take a breath deep into your belly. Hold it for a few seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Remember to keep your thoughts positive. What you say has power. Inhale through your nose. Take a deep breath into your belly. Hold it for 2 seconds and exhale through pursed lips for 4 seconds. Stay in this moment and concentrate on your breath. Inhale through your nose. Take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 3 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds through pursed lips. We are slowing our breathing pattern so you can breathe more efficiently. The less breaths you have per hour or per minute, helps you to manage your breathing issues. I know it doesn't sound right, but it is true. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 4 seconds and exhale through pursed lips for 8 seconds. Each breath has more meaning than the last. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 5 seconds and exhale through pursed lips for 10 seconds. Notice how relaxed and calm you are. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 5 seconds. Exhale through pursed lips for 10 seconds. Please let me know if there's anything that you would like to tackle on future tea times. It would be my pleasure to have the information from you guys what you want to hear. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.